What's up guys, I'm back like in every life. In this video we're going to be talking about the top stocks that we need to be watching out for next week. So there's going to be a lot of major companies that are going to be reporting earnings for this upcoming week. We're also going to be talking about the major stocks that we talked about in the past that hit their price target, our price target. So I'm going to go over exactly what to do with these companies, if there's going to be more potential, more room for these companies to go to the upside. So I'm going to cover all this important information coming up. Now, before we get into the video, I appreciate if you can hit the like button. If you have any questions or any comments, make sure you drop it in the comment section below. And I really appreciate everybody that subscribed to the channel and that turned on notification. We have more than 8,000 people. So if you have not yet turned on notification, if you want to get notified when I post videos like this, make sure you turn it on. So now let's get right into the video. So last week, we talked about some major companies that have a potential catalyst that can affect their stock price. One of them is going to be Palantir. So Palantir had a demo day, so it was a very fantastic risk reward position you can take, even if you're somebody that's still not involved in this company for the long term. If you wanted to take a trade, if you want to take a short-term position like a swing trade, it was a really fantastic opportunity because the stock was eventually trending lower a little bit to the downside, and it was getting closer to the support area. So we were using the 25, the $24 area right around over here for a potential spike for this stock to potentially hit and get closer to the 52-week high. So that's exactly what happened. The stock has shot up 25% within one day. So even if these big companies, this is a very large market cap company, more than $53 billion. These companies do not tend to move that much within one specific day. But if there's like a catalyst that is approaching, or we're getting closer to the catalyst day, these stocks can definitely make a move like this. They can go up like 10, 15, 20 to 25% within one day. So depending upon if you want to take advantage of it, you can definitely look at the good risk reward opportunity you can get and get involved in it if you still have not involved in this company. But this company is a company that ARK Invest is invested in it, and I see a great long-term potential. I made several detailed videos about this company when it was trading below $10 and why we expect this stock to even go higher than this price point, since they work a lot. They get a lot of contracts with the government. I know some people do not want to get involved in that, but if you're somebody that sees great potential in it, this is a very solid long-term position, and the stock price can continue to go higher till the end of 2021 to 2022 and so forth. So definitely keep an eye for Palantir stock. So another company that ARK Invest also invested in, that I recently made a video about it, is that nndm. So this company is definitely making a significant move to the upside, getting closer to 20s. So I believe in 2021, this stock price can definitely be trading in the 20s. The stock's been trading in a very beautiful uptrend. So there's been a lot of offerings, and this company's been raising a lot of money. So I believe, the next coming press releases from this company, they might still do an offering, but they have a lot of money. So the majority of the press offerings that could be coming up in the future are going to be more positive. Like they might say they're going to be expanding, they're going to be working with other partners, or they're going to be hiring, or they're going to be doing something positive that is going to really boost the stock price higher, instead of just coming out and doing an offering that can potentially affect the stock to the downside. Even if they come out and say that, it is a great dip buying opportunity, but I believe the stock price can definitely be trading above $20 in 2021. So this is one of the companies that you need to be watching out for the long term. Of course, if you want to get involved in it for swing trading and day trading it also, there's a very solid buying opportunity if the stock dips, but it has a very beautiful trend. It's been going higher and higher ever since it broke out of the $10 area. So it's really solid uptrend right now. So another company that we talked about is going to be bngo. Now this company, of course, is ARK Invest is not involved in this company, but the stock price has been moving beautiful higher. They did an offering several times. They did it 2 times. So right now the stock eventually recovered. The price target that we set for this company is at $10, so it's getting closer to $10. So definitely be on the lookout for that. It could potentially be popping up higher, for this upcoming week and trading above $10. So it's up 18% and it hit the price target. So if you believe in this company for the long term, of course, I made several videos about it. People are speculating that ARK Invest could potentially buy into this company, but I'm not sure about that. But if you believe it, of course, you can definitely get involved in it and hold this company for the long term. You have to expect, if the stock price just shoots up higher and higher, you might expect for them to do an offering and the stock can potentially go down. So it's better, if you believe in this company, make sure you do your research and just buy and hold them for the long term. So now let's talk about the major companies that are going to be reporting earnings this upcoming week. So this is going to be action-packed week. So we have on Tuesday, we have AMD, we got Microsoft, we got Starbucks, Capital One reporting earnings after hours. Before market open, we got 3M, Johnson & Johnson, of course. These are the companies that are helping with the COVID vaccine, etc. And we have really, really big cap companies that are going to be reporting earnings on Wednesday, which is going to be before the market open. We have Boeing, we got AT&T, Abbott Labs, we got after hours, Tesla, Apple, Facebook, and we also have on Thursday before market open, we have McDonald's, we have Southwest. On Thursday, we have Visa, and also on Friday, we have Chevron, and also we have this big companies that can swing the stock market to the upside. So this is going to be really action-packed week for the overall stock market. So I'm going to go over some important of these companies that are going to significantly affect the stock market. So the first company that we're going to be talking about is going to be Apple. So Apple is going to be reporting earnings on Wednesday. So expected move for earnings is going to be $9 either to the upside or to the downside. So we can potentially see Apple go above $145, $150 once they announce their earnings, or it could potentially be going down to the downside. So there's going to be massive catalysts for this company. They're going to be announcing their iPhone sales numbers and etc. So that is really going to be really interesting. So the stock could potentially be going even higher before they announce their earnings reports on Wednesday. So be on the lookout for that. So this is going to be a massive earnings report that you need to be watching out for, especially if you're investing in the company. The stock hit an all-time highs, 52-week high at $139.85. So now let's talk about Tesla stock. So Tesla, there's going to be a lot of eyeballs in this company. There's been a lot of new investors that got involved in this company since they saw a huge potential. The stock got included in the S&P 500, and everything is looking very solid right now. And the stock has been beating the earnings reports for the past consecutive earnings reports, like 4 or 5 times. They've been beating the earnings reports. So that's really fantastic. But however, the volatility, when you look at exactly how the stock behaves, has really changed drastically. That means even if they beat their earnings reports, the stock does not usually perform that much. Within the past 2-3 earnings reports, they reported their earnings, they beat their earnings, the stock gapped up and it sold off drastically to the downside after they announced their earnings reports. So that is one of the important things you want to be looking out for. So if Tesla beat their earnings reports, it could potentially be going to $900, or it can potentially approach $900 even before they announce their earnings reports, because people are very optimistic about it. But however, I don't think the stock is going to drastically move up a lot, since we saw from the past earnings reports, positive earnings is not really affecting Tesla that much. It's more of expected. People are expecting Tesla to be earnings reports. So the surprise is going to be if something happens, if they do not beat their earnings reports, we might see a drastic drop to the downside. So that is one of the important things you want to be looking at for. So usually I'm not expecting a very significant move from Tesla stock. Unless they report bad earnings or they miss earnings, the stock could potentially be going to the downside, but I don't think that's going to happen too, so it's unlikely. So definitely keep an eye on it though. If you see great dip buying opportunity, get involved in this specific company if you see great potential in the future. So another company that makes significant moves to the upside is going to be Facebook. So this company has been really making big moves on earnings reports. The stock can definitely make massive moves, but right now it's currently sitting in a very tight range. It's been trading between $246 and around $200 and close to $300. So it's not doing that much. So even if it decides to rally to the upside, it could potentially be going to $300 if they beat the earnings reports and etc. It can go to $300, and if things does not work out, even if they beat their earnings reports, the stock can sell out to the downside. It's all about what investors believe and what is their future outlook of this company. So it could potentially be going down to $245. So it's in a very tight range right now. So we'll see exactly what can happen. But this is also one of the companies that can make a significant move either to the upside or to the downside. So definitely be watching Facebook stock. And just another company to watch out for is going to be Boeing. Boeing is going to be reporting earnings. The stock has been recovering very, very well. It's been just in a very massive tear recently after they announced the previous earnings reports. It went all the way to 244, and then it starts to decline all the way to the downside. So there's been a crash that happened in another country, and not remember, but it was a recent crash that happened. So another company that you want to be watching out for is going to be AMD also. AMD is also another company that can perform very well. So we had this pop up over here on Friday because Intel announced their earnings reports and they sold out to the downside. So if Intel does not perform very well on their earnings, this is the company that could potentially have a positive outlook, so that's a semiconductor sector stock. So definitely be watching for this company earnings reports coming up. So these are the major companies you need to be watching out for this specific week coming up. And just another important event that could potentially affect the stock market. We have, Jerome Powell is going to be speaking on Wednesday about interest rates. And we also have initial jobless claims coming out on Thursday. That is really huge. And we also have GDP, inflation numbers that are going to be coming out. So be on the lookout for these economic reports. Of course, I'm going to be covering this reports, every weekday. So make sure you subscribe to the channel. If you have any questions, any comments, make sure you drop in the comment section below. If you want to get free stocks, join the free Discord chats. Link available in the description box. And if you have any questions, any comments, make sure you drop in the comments section below. Make sure you manage your risk. These companies can be super risky, especially if you want to trade these stocks and get involved in options and earnings reports. It can potentially be risky unless if you just want to manage your risk very properly. If you want to buy options, they're going to be IV crush and etc. So be super careful. But I'll catch you guys on tomorrow's video. Let's get it. Have a wonderful day.